Hello, can you hear me? All right, as I see, unfortunately, there is no all students who should join our class today. So, but nevertheless, we're going to start because some of them, some of you already are here. All right. Thank you very much for joining our session today. Let me remind you, my name is Anna Kairatana and I'm going to teach this course to you. So before we start our today's lesson, before we start the discussion of reading section, strategies and everything, I would like generally to describe the flow of our IELTS A Plus course. So let me insist on the following topics. So we're going to have our lessons 3 times a week, 2 academic hours. That stands for 90 minutes. And what is really important, I would be very grateful if you join our class in time, or even better, on time. So what is the difference between in time and on time? A little bit earlier, that you would be able to check your internet connection, that you would be able to check the sound, the quality of picture, and all other stuff, okay? So let me talk generally about our IELTS A Plus course. Sorry. So our IELTS A Plus course gonna last for 2 months. That stands for 48 academic hours, and we're going to cover within it 4 IELTS section. That's reading, listening, writing, and speaking. So we are going to work with you exactly in this way. So the first section that we're going to talk about, as you could already guess, that's reading. Moreover, you see that on the slide of our PowerPoint presentation in front of you. So also, let's agree about some points. It is really important that you regularly do your homework. If you really want to achieve very high band on IELTS, if you really want to get the band that you dream about, you must work very hard. After every PowerPoint presentation, in the end, I'm going to give information about home tasks. So I'm going to explain home tasks, what must be done. Additionally, I'm going to send this homework to your email so that you didn't lose any information. Wouldn't lose, sorry. So please do your home task regularly. Send that via email to me, and moreover, I expect seeing your homework in advance before our next session. So our next lesson going to be scheduled in a day, so I'm expecting that tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, in the day of our second section, but exactly before the lesson. I want to see that you are ready for the next set of information, that you are ready to get some new idea, to get some new knowledge, okay? So also, I'm sending you a lot of information via our emails, not only some information related directly to the IELTS course, but some additional information, some advice, some recommendation, some videos that are really fruitful to watch, to get some new idea and to get some new knowledge, okay? So today we're going to start with you with reading section. So for our reading section, we are going to dedicate totally 12 academic hours. That is 6 lessons by 2 academic hours. That is about 2 weeks. Okay? So today we're going to talk with you about unit number 1. I would like you to take your books and open it on page 6. Okay, open your book at page 6. Now we're going to work with exercise number 1. Just a moment.
Подсоединиться она не может, потому что она ей как-то не знаю, что. Она говорит, вот у меня где-то такая вышла.
Она не зарегистрированная.
У меня, говорит, тоже так выходило вчера с компьютера. Я зарегилась, мне на почту приходит, я сюда прихожу, все равно меня выкидывают опять сюда.
Ну, поэтому я просила, и в письме написала, подключиться.
Я говорю, только оплатила.
All right, I'm sorry. Okay, I hope you have opened your book at page number 6, exercise 1. So today we're going to talk with you on the topic change and consequence. All right, so I'm sure that you know what is change. Change stands for изменение, that's right, and consequence stands for последствия. So today we're going to talk with you about some changes that happen in the world and what kind of result, what kind of outcome it brings. Okay, so look at the picture, please. What do you see on the picture? Think just for a seconds. I'm sure that you see on the slide the thing what I see, that is dessert. So if we talk about dessert, do you know what does it mean dessert? Dessert, that is пустыня, that's right. So, and how do you think, what does it mean the word desertification? Desertification means the process of expanding desert. What does it mean to expand? To increase, to become bigger, right? Okay, so today we're going to talk with you about increasing or expanding the area of the desert and the reasons of it. Okay, let's discuss every question below the picture one by one. I would like to insist that you have the same questions in exercise 1 on page 6. Okay. So what are the main causes of the expanding desert in the picture? Do you have any ideas? Why do deserts expand? Okay. I hope that the following example that I'm going to provide you will give you some additional information and some additional knowledge. Let's consider as an example RLC in Kazakhstan. Do you have any idea what has happened with RLC? Yeah, it became smaller. You can see that on our slide. But why? Why it became smaller? Yeah, because of some changes in climate. What else could be? I'm sure that you came up with some ideas. Let me explain them to you one by one. I would like you to take notes on these ideas. Why? Because while we are doing reading, while we are improving our reading skills, at the same time or simultaneously, I'm going to enlarge your worldview. I want to give you some ideas that will be very helpful for you for your writing essays number 2 and for your speaking part number 3. That is why we're going not only to discuss reading, but at the same time to discuss some ideas for writing and for speaking. Okay, so what has happened with RLC? It became smaller. Plant species and animal species died. But why? Generally, we may discuss there several reasons. One of them that is water depletion. What does it mean, water depletion? So here, as any other sea, any sea is fed with the water from the river coming into it. So talking about RLC, there are 2 rivers, particularly Amudarya and Sirdarya, that are coming and bringing water to RLC in order not to die. So what has happened over there? Actually, the region of or the area of RLC is famous for rice. Farmers many years planted rice over there. What do you know about rice? Rice requires a lot of water, and as it needs a lot of water, people or farmers particularly started changing the direction of these 2 rivers in order to water their fields. Yeah, in order to irrigate their fields, для орошения полей. As a result, RLC got less and less water. As a result, RLC started dying. And as there is not enough water in the sea, what happened? Of course, some particular species in the water, especially fish, started dying. Some particular types totally disappeared, extincted, вымерли. And not only species that lived inside in the water, but some species that inhabited that area as well died. Okay. One more reason that led to desertification in the region of RLC, that is poor quality of canals. Generally, this kind of problem with water in RLC could not happen if the quality of canals would be much more better. Let's say were much more better. If the canals that were constructed by farmers had very high quality, the water would go directly to the field and not spill over. What does mean spill over? Разливаться. So what has happened over there is that the quality of canals was so bad that a lot of water went not to the fields, but just went, let's say, through and just were wasted. So as a result, not only the sea didn't get enough water, but farmers even didn't get enough water to irrigate their fields, to irrigate the rice. So, and one more reason that leads to desertification, that is overgrazing, overcultivation, and overfishing. So generally, all these three words have prefix over. How do you understand that? Yeah, that's right. Над, сверх, чрезмерное. It means too much use or overusage. So, you know that such regions like RLC is very rich place for fishing, especially for some species of fish that is rich of caviar. What is caviar? Икра. That is very good for exporting to other countries. And of course, people willing to make more money started overuse it, overfish, or catch too much fish. Another result, you know, it's just the normal process of life cycle in the nature that when some type of animal dies, the next type of animal that stands on the higher level in the food chain dies. Пищевая цепочка. If we just kill mosquitoes, frogs will die. If frogs will die, some types of birds that are fed with frogs will die, blah, 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 blah. And that it comes to the overall extinction of many species and maybe even human beings. Okay? We don't want that to happen. That is why desertification is the process that led by some human activities. Of course, there are some activities that are not related to human. There are some changes that happen due to just to the climate change. But we know with you how climate change, how that what we call greenhouse effect happened. We know that it is also the result of human activity. All right, let's go further. I hope you had written down some information from this slide. Do you think that the situation can be reversed? If so, what can be done? How do you think? Can we do anything? Of course, we can do some activities. So what can be done? If we say that there is a bad quality of canals, that means that we can do what? We can improve the quality of irrigation canals. So in this situation, the water would go directly to fields, the water would go directly to the sea. Also, we may plant over there that type of, let's say, crops or vegetables that do not require so much water. You know that rice requires so much water that may kill all the nature around that, around the field, because it's going to consume all the water resources. So maybe to grow over there something different, maybe potato or something else that doesn't require so much water and still may be very effective in terms of the providing some product for export. Okay. Also, we may promote their non-agricultural economic development. Non-agricultural economic development, what does it mean? For some time, we need to leave that area from any agricultural activities. Maybe it's going to be much better if people over there in that regions do not continue growing some plants, do not continue doing any agricultural activities, but do something else and leave the field for recovering and leave the sea and waters for recovering, okay? Rivers for recovering, sorry. So, additionally, what is the other reason? There is some chemicals that are used. What is chemicals? Химические препараты that also killing the land and doing it as a desert. So, it is needed to use it less, right? So there are several activities that can be done. Also, we may charge farmers. What does it mean, charge? To make farmers to pay some fine, straf, for overfishing, for overcultivating. All right? Maybe these are going to help. Is responsibility for trying to stop this process local or global? How do you think? Who is responsible? Only local citizens or globally? Of course, there are both who are to blame. Locals in terms of local harm. So there are several countries that surround Aral Sea. That is not only Kazakhstan who consumes a lot of water, but also Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan. And all these countries need to do something to improve the area, to improve the situation. Why it is global? I've said to you that, of course, there are some changes that lead to these negative consequences that are not, firstly, like it looks made by people. For example, we say, oh, it's just the climate that becomes warmer, and as a result, that the level of the water goes down. But how it happens? Why it happens? Pollution, global warming. It is the pollution all around the world. It is the factories that are placed in China, in the United States, in Japan, that produce a lot of CO2 emission, that our ozone layer is disrupted, a lot of sunlight comes, and as a result, water dries. So even global warming is the activity of human beings. That is why there is a local responsibility around locals and global responsibility among all the countries that are producing some pollution. All right? And the last one. So what are the consequences? How do you think? What is the result? Why it is so dangerous? Why it is so bad, desertification? Let me explain you one by one, and please write that down. That will be very effective for your writing essays. Social consequence. Social, it is when there is a lot of desert around, it means that people suffer from a lot of sicknesses like respiratory illnesses, including even cancer, some problems with lungs like tuberculosis, digestive disorders, anemia, and different other infectious diseases. So, as for social means for society. Why it is so dangerous for people? Because people living in that area are gonna get sick. Okay. Economic consequences. Economic consequences. In the past, Aral region was the place that grew a lot of rice that went for export. Exported means we sold to other places, to other countries. And as a result, we got some money. Economics means экономическая сторона, финансовая сторона, money. But as now there is such a, let's say, sad situation, this area needs some funding. We need to invest some money to recover that area, to help people to survive there. And now it is a place for funding rather than and investing rather than the place for financial benefit. And environmental consequences. We just discussed that with you. If there is reducing number of some species of animals and plants, it means that it totally affects whole food chain, всю пищевую цепочку. And also the area around that, I mean the land dies and desert expands. All right, that is all for our discussion for today. Now we are going to move with you to scanning. Okay, why do we need scanning and what is scanning? So during the first lessons, it is really important to understand. Scanning, it is a skill that helps you to find some words in the text, not reading it. Let's do the following activity. Page 6, exercise 2. Please look at it. All right, what is asked from you? Find the following words such as Sahel and desertification in the box and underline them. I give you 5 seconds. All right, have you found them? Really? Great. So let's see what I have done. I have found the word Sahel and underline it, and the word desertification. Now I have a quick question for you. Think for a while. Why can you see the word Sahel so easily? Look please to the options that you have in activity A under the box on page 6. Yeah, that's right, because it's pretty short word and it's written from the capital letter. Yeah, it's too much easy to find the words that are written in the capital letter. Can you see the word desertification so easily? Maybe yes, maybe no. Why? Because the word desertification is not written from the capital letter. What else? Yeah, it's pretty long word. And when you see a lot of text, sometimes it is not so easy to find some word. But when the word is such a long word like desertification, it's easy to find, right? Great. So what we did with you right now is called scanning. What we did? We looked only for specific words and phrases. Please write it down. How scanning is done? Looking only for specific words and phrases. It means that we are not reading the text. We are trying to ignore the meaning as we scan. Okay? If you ignore, it helps you to save your time. We are using pencil to guiding us. Okay? Why is it so important? Let me explain you. During the working exam, you may be interrupted by someone sitting behind you. And if there is very long list of the text, and you suddenly turn back as you have heard some noise, and when you came back to the text, you say, oh, I'm lost. Where was I? In order not to lose where you were working, please use the pencil to guide you. And underline word as you find it. Why? Because it may happen that you are going to need this word not only once, but 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Okay? So scanning, looking for the specific word while ignoring the meaning, working as a scanner in the text. Okay? Now, let's practice scanning activity. Now, I'm giving you 2 minutes. So, page 7, Exercise 4, I'm giving you about 2 minutes to find the words that are given in the box in the task. Please find these words in the text. Okay? Scan the text. Ignore the meaning. Please. 2 minutes you have. All right, guys, time is up. Tell me, please, was this time enough for you to find all the words because it's really important now? Or do you need some more time? All right, found? Great, cool. So, what you did right now, that is called scanning. So, scanning techniques are usually, please open your book at page 8, all right? Exercise 5. On the left of the page, you see over there 5 pictures with different scanning techniques. The most effective ones are scanning techniques number 4 and scanning technique number 5. It means that you look for the specific word from right to the left, like Arabian people do, like they write. Why is it so effective? Because this way prevents you from reading the text. Very frequently it happens that people start reading the text. Okay? And number 5, from left to the right and then back from right to the left. All right? So I'll give you some home task for practicing scanning techniques more. Now let's discuss why do we need these scanning techniques. So we need scanning technique in order to work with true, false, and not given strategy. All right, now I'm going to give you one strategy in reading that is really useful. All right, please write it down. All right. Also, you may capture the slide, like make a picture, but my recommendation will be write it down, you know, that you memorize it better. Okay, so true, false, and not given. How is that done? So rule number 0 that I usually say, read the task. Usually students starting working with text, with an IELTS exam, open the book and see the text, seeing the text in front of them, they usually start reading it. Please don't do like this. We know that we shouldn't do that. First, we read the task. You read the task, you found out that it's true, false, not given, and you know I'm not going to read the text. Now I'm going to teach you how to work with that kind of task. Okay, look for the keywords in the task. What are the keywords? Keywords are names, dates, terms, and so on. Why it is names? Names are written from the capital letter. So why it is some, for example, proper names? Almaty, Astana, Kazakhstan, Great Britain. They are written from the capital letter, easy to find. Why it is some dates? If it is 1993, it's too much easy to find the number in the text, any figure, any date. That is why they are keywords. Terms. Terms, these are the words that are usually not paraphrased in the text. So once again, look for the keywords in the task first. Why? Because these keywords are those words that we're going to find in the text. We're going to scan for them in the text and then find the proper answer in that particular line with that word. All right. Number 2, find limit words. What are the limit words? Once again, these are specific words, mainly adjectives and adverbs. What are adjectives in Russian? Какой, какая, какие. Beautiful, handsome, smart, stupid, huge, enormous. These are qualifying adjectives. White. It means these adjectives giving some quality to the noun. Why adverbs? Good, for example, well, or let's say quickly, or let's say easily. All right? So they also give some quality. So they give us some limited information. Let me give you an example in the sentence. Almaty is a warm city. What is our keyword? That's right, Almaty. That stands for the word from the capital letter. What is the limit verb? Warm. Warm means теплый. We are giving the quality of the weather in the city. Why is it called limit word? Because we are limited to the information about the weather conditions and we don't know anything else. Okay? So limit word means it gives some quality to the noun and limits it. If I say Christina is a beautiful lady, I said that she is beautiful. Do you know either she tall or not really? Do you know either she has blonde hair or brown one? No. Do you know what color of her eyes? No. You are limited just to the word beautiful. Okay, you have some imagination maybe and you imagine some lady. But do you know anything about her thinking abilities? Do you know either she's smart or stupid? No. We are limited to the word beautiful. We know only some information about her appearance. That's all. That is why limit word. So limit words are such words, look at on the slide examples, like most, many, everyone, less, fewer, okay? And some negative connotations. Negative connotations like, for example, not good, not beautiful. It also works like a limit word, okay? So what do we do next? We take the keywords, point number 3 of strategy, and find that keyword in the text. Find and underline it. Then you read the sentence with the keyword, searching for some limit words over there, adjective or adverbs. As soon as you found, please check the limit word from the task and the limit word from the text. If they are synonyms, if they are equal, beautiful, pretty, beautiful, nice, big, huge, big, large, enormous, synonyms, In this situation, we say true. That the sentence in the task is true. That the fact, that the information in the task is true. If you find the word in the task, the limit word, and the limit word in the text, and they are opposite, they are antonyms, in this situation you say false. For example, big, something really big, and small, something really small. Opposite, antonyms, false. If you find the word in the text, in the task, for example, big, but in the text you find black, big, and black. Black is not an antonym to big. Black is not a synonym to big. They are not related, just two different qualities, size and color. In this situation, we say not given. In this way of the strategies, you work with every sentence in the task one by one. Find keyword, find limit word, find keyword in the text, find limit words around the keyword in the text, check keywords or check limit words from the task with limit words in the text, and decide true, false, and or not given. Very, very simple example. All right. Here we have exercise on true, false, and not given on the right, the task, and on the left we have text. So once again, rule number 0, read the task. I found out it's exercise for true, false, and not given. I know what I have to do. First of all, I find the key words in the task. Let's find them. It's very easy. I'm sure you have found them. All right. First sentence, Jane lady, Jane math, Jane guitar, Jane cakes, Jane, and also can be student. Why these words? Easy to find. The word Jane is written from the capital letter. Math is written from the capital letter. Limit words, qualifying adjective for adverbs. Beautiful, maybe hate, and then smart. Now let's check this one by one and work with the text. I take the word Jane and lady and go to the text. I'm scanning, 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 scanning. Girl, lady. Okay, not the same exactly, but meaning is the same synonyms, girl, lady, good. And limit word, pretty, beautiful. Beautiful in the task, pretty in the text, synonyms, true. Okay, that's great. Next one, Jane and math. Scanning, 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 math. Okay, her favorite subject is math. Favorite and hates. Favorite subject, hates this subject. Antonyms, we say false. Jane can play guitar. Jane can play guitar. Okay, guitar, Jane. Blah, 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 scanning, scanning. Musical instrument. Is guitar a musical instrument? Yeah, exactly. She plays many musical instruments. But do we have here any information about guitar? No. So what do we say? Not given. Maybe she plays piano, violin, maybe even she plays dombra. But do we know about guitar? No, not given information. Jane is a smart student. Jane and smart student. Scanning, scanning, Jane student, studies at Oxford University, blah, 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 blah. And we don't find any word that is synonym or antonym to smart. Some of you are going to argue and say, but it said that she studies at Oxford University. And maybe you think, oh, if she studies at Oxford, means that she is really smart. Guys, in Oxford University, there are some people that just retake and retake the course, that fail the course, and finally get really bad marks because they are not so smart. So we must find the same keyword or the antonym to it to say true or false, but we are not given. All right? This is how it works. True, false, not given, not given, not given. All right? Let's go further. Okay, guys, now it's your time to work. Work with the book on page 9, exercise 11. Here you see 7 sentences. I give you 1 minute to underline the keywords in the task. Because we know that the task is going to be for true, false, not given. We read the task. Strategy number 1, that is find the keywords. Okay? 1 minute to underline all keywords. All right, time is up. Let's see. So, sentence number 1. What have you found? Let's check with my answer. The Sahara and Sahel region. Why they are keywords? Written from capital letter. Sentence number 2. 70% and Africa and last 30 years. Number, word from capital letter. Number 3. Desertification, Africa, Sahel. It's term, long word, easy to find. Africa, capital letter name. Sahel, capital letter name. 4. The advance of the desert is not the result of poor agricultural land use. Poor agricultural land use, long phrase, easy to find. Agricultural land, it's kind of a term, not so many synonyms. 5. The loss of tree cover, desertification, 2 long phrases, easy to find, desertification, term. Number 6, loss of tree cover, deterioration, the same like in number 5, long phrase, term. Number 7, sustainable agricultural land use, it is like a term, long phrase, easy to find. Okay? Also, you could underline consequences, because it's also kind of a good word to search. Okay, let's go further. Good job. Next in our strategy, that's find the limit words. Please find all the limit words in the task, in every sentence. What is limit word? Let's refresh our mind. Any qualifying adjective or adverb. Okay? Please look for the qualifying adjectives or adverbs that limit us to information about our keyword. I give you 1 minute. Right, time is up. Let's check. Sentence number 1, slowly northward. Sentence number 2, just over, qualifying adverb. Sentence number 3, faster in southern, faster. Number 4, is not the result. If you remember, I said to you, qualifying adjective, adverb, or negative connotation. Not is negative connotation, is not the result. Number 5 is a minor cause, minor cause. Number 6, there is no any limit words, but we have to check this information given here. Number 7 is more effective than, is more effective than. Good. Now it's time to work with what? With the text. That's right. Please take every keyword and find it in the text on page 7. Please find that keyword, underline them, and look for the limit words from the task in the text. And check. If you find the synonym, you say true. If you find the antonym, you say false. If you don't find any limit word in the text that you have found in the task, please state that is not given. Okay? So here are 7 sentences. So I give you about 3 minutes to accomplish this task. Okay? 3 minutes to accomplish this task. Please decide whether sentences from 1 to 7 are true, false, or not given. Okay? The text is on page 7. Okay? Take every keyword. Okay, scan for it in the text. Okay, 3 minutes. Okay, guys, you have about 20 more seconds to finish. Please tell me, have you managed with all 7 sentences or not yet? Do you need any additional time? Okay, I'll give you 1 more minute. Okay, just 1 more minute. Okay, now it's time. Let's start checking one by one. Okay? Sentence number 1. Okay? Sentence number 1, that is false. Let's check that. So, in IELTS, when we talk about the text, in order to find some particular information in the text, we usually talk about lines. Please pay attention. In a book, on page 7, there is a text, and on the left side of the text, you may see some numbers. They indicate number of lines, okay? So, the Sahara has spread slowly northward into the Sahel region. Okay. So, we start scanning for the word Sahara, and we find that word where in the first line, but there is no any information how it spread. We continue scanning further, and paragraph B, line number 6. Over the last century, the Sahara Desert has steadily crept southwards, eating into once productive Sahel land. So, we have found Sahara, how it spread, and what do we have? In the task, we have slowly northwards. In the text, we have steadily crept southwards. Slowly means медленно. Slowly northwards, медленно в северном направлении. Steadily southwards, довольно-таки быстро в южном. So, these two words are considered like antonyms. That is why we say false. Good. Sentence number 2. 70%, 30 years, Africa. Scan, I'm sure, very quickly. Line number 8, you find United Nations survey showed that over 70% of the dry land and blah, blah, blah over the last 30 years. So, we have here just over 70%, means чуть больше 70%. In the text, we have over 70%, больше 70%. So, why it is not given? Let me explain that to you. When we say over 70%, it may be 80, 82, 90, 98. That means over. We don't know how much over. But when we say just over, means чуть-чуть больше, it means 72, 71 and a half, 73. And we don't know how much is that. Moreover, here we have two limit words, just and over. But in the text, we have only one limit word, over. As for just, we don't have any synonym or antonym for it. That is why we say not given. If you have more than one limit word, please pay attention. If you have found two limit words in the task and only one of them in the text, we are going to say not given. Okay? Let's go further. Sentence number 3. Desertification is taking place faster in Southern Africa than in Sahel. Desertification, Africa, Sahel. We continue searching. We find Sahel, line number 11. Desertification, line number 11. Line number 12, Africa. The same process of desertification is taking place across Southern Africa as the Kalahari deserts advance into Botswana and parts of South Africa. What do we have in the task? Comparing of Africa and Sahel, faster in Southern Africa than in Sahel. What do we have in the text? Comparison of Africa and Kalahari. So we have two different comparisons. So what does it mean? Not given. We are not given this kind of comparison of Africa and Sahel in the text. Sentence number 4. The advance of the desert is not the result of poor agricultural land use. Poor agricultural land use. We continue scanning paragraph C, line number 14. One of the major causes of this desert advance is poor agricultural land use. Yeah, it's exactly the sentence that we need. And let's check it. The task says is not the result, and the text says one of the major causes. Result and causes, what are they? Synonyms, but in the task we have negative connotation not, is not the result. And text says one of the major cause. It means they are antonyms. That is why we say false. Good. Let's go further. Sentence number 5. The loss of tree cover is a minor cause of desertification. Loss of tree cover, desertification are our keywords. Let's scan for them. Scanning, 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 scanning. And paragraph D, line number 21, we may find here. Another cause of desertification is loss of tree cover. Is it this sentence? Yeah, exactly. Both of our keywords are in this sentence. And it stands for another cause. And the task says minor cause. Minor means меньшая. Another means другая. Are they synonyms? No. Are they antonyms? No. So what do we say? Not given. Minor is not the synonym to the word another, but at the same time it is not an antonym. Not given. These two qualifying adjectives are not related. One of them qualifies importance, major, minor. The other just gives the sequence. First, second, third, another, other, not related. Okay? Sentence number 6. If there is a loss of tree cover, the deterioration in the soil is halted. Loss of tree cover, the deterioration. Let's scan. Scanning, 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 scanning. Okay, paragraph E, line number 30, 29, 30. Careful conservation of tree cover and sustainable agricultural land use have been shown to halt deterioration. What does it mean to halt? Do you know? It's a very good word. If you don't know, please write that down. It's very good synonym to the word stop. Halt means to stop. So it says, the deterioration in the soil is stopped if there is a loss in tree cover. But the text says other way around. Careful conservation of tree halts deterioration of soil. Not loss of tree cover. So loss of tree cover and careful conservation of tree cover are antonyms. So we say false. Good. And the last one. The conservation is more effective than sustainable agricultural land use in reducing the consequence of lack of rain. As you could understand, it is the same sentence. Paragraph E, line 29, 30, 31. Let's read that. Careful conservation of tree cover and sustainable agricultural land use have been shown to halt deterioration of soil and lessen the effect of shortage of rainfall. What do we have in the task? Comparison is more effective than. Conservation is more effective than. In the task we have careful conservation of tree cover and sustainable agricultural land use. It means both this and this. Do you have any comparison among them? No. If there is no this kind of comparison, you say not given. Okay? Good job. I hope that you've got the point. Let's go further. So, before we start the discussing of one more strategy, I'm going to refresh our mind about the strategy on true, false, and not given. Why do I usually repeat that 65% of reading tasks can be done without reading the text? Because if you know the strategy, you work very, very fast in terms of the task while not reading the whole text. Of course, we have to read some sentences, some parts of it, but we don't have to read the whole text. And that what saves our time. So, once again, let's revise the strategy true, false, not given. I would like you to learn it by heart, выучить наизусть, as a poem. All right? 0, read the task. You read the task, understand what strategy is required from you. If it is true, false, and not given, you know that you are going to start working from what? Right? From the task, not from the text. So, in the task, number 1, sorry, tip, find the keyword. What are the keywords? Names, dates, terms, numbers, figures. All these 5 are very easy to find. They are written from the capital letters. They don't have so many synonyms in the text, and they are very, very obvious. Okay? Then we look for limit words. What are they? Any qualifying adjective or adverb. What does it mean, qualifying adjective? Good, bad, warm, cold, giving some quality of color, size, and something else. Qualifying adverb, quickly, easily. Also giving some quality, but to the verb, how it is done, how the work is done, quickly. How was your homework? How have you done your homework? Easily. All right? Good. Then you find the keywords in the text. How you do that? Right. Scanning. Quickly find the sentence with the keyword. Read it. Look for the limit words. If you have found the limit word in the text, compare limit word from the task and limit word from the text. If there are synonyms, true. If there are antonyms, false. If you have a keyword or limit word in the task, big, and limit word in the text, black, size, color, not related. You have found in the task, big, in the text you didn't find any qualifying verb. So you say, not given. Okay? So, I hope you have written that down. So, and then you repeat with every sentence, one by one. How do you feel now? Do you feel that you know everything about true, false, not given? Yeah, we can do that now. Of course, with more practice. You are going to be given some practice as a homework. Okay? This is not all for today. Today, we are going to talk with you on sentence completion task as well. So, sentence completion. So, first of all, let's discuss the strategy. So, as you could already understand, for sentence completion task, this is task number 2 out of 13 that we usually meet in our reading task. It is also done using scanning technique. You're going to use the same strategy. So what does mean sentence completion? So you are going to be given several sentences, and in the sentence, it may happen that there is no some part of the sentence. For example, you are given the sentence that is composed from A, B, C, and D. For example, A, B, and D is given, C is absent. So we need to find C. Or you have sentence A, B, C, and D. There is no D. A, B, C is given. D you have to find. So how it works? Let me explain. Rule number 0, as usual, read the task. Please write down the strategy or capture the slide. Then, number 1, identify the part of speech of the word from the gap. So, there is a gap and there are some words around that. First of all, try to define what part of speech is that. What does mean part of speech? Часть речи. Is it noun? Is it verb? Is it adverb? Is it adjective? How do you think? Why do we need that? In order to find that word in the text easily. More easily, I would say. Okay? Number 2, define the keywords from the task. Today we have discussed very much what are the keywords. Keywords, names, dates, terms, numbers, blah, 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 every word that is easy to find. How do you think? Why do we need keywords? Of course, we are not going to read the whole text. We are going to read some sentences, some needed sentences. And for this, of course, you need to use keywords. Then, look for the keywords in the text. Scan, 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 scan. Underline the keywords. Compare the sentence from the text and from the task. Find the missing words. Now we are going to work with page 8, exercise number 9 and exercise number 10. Please, first of all, I would like you to define parts of speech missed in every sentence. Okay? Quickly, try to define part of speech. I give you just 1 minute to do that. Определите часть речи пропущенного слова. Существительное, прилагательное, глагол. What is this? 1 minute. All right. Time is up. Let's check. So, sentence number 1. The climate of the Sahel is described as. How do you think description, what it comes from? Of course, when we describe something, we use adjectives. Beautiful, warm, good, bad, adjective. Described as adjective. Number 2. In some areas of the Sahel, there has been no rainfall for more than. More than what? more than number. Number is considered like noun. Okay. Number 3. Desertification is caused by overgrazing, but this in turn is due to the pressure from. From, that is preposition. What may come after preposition? Из чего? Of course, from noun. Can we say из бегать? Из прыгать? Из красивый? Из теплый? Of course, no. Из быстро? No, we say из чего-то, means some noun. From noun. So after preposition usually means nouns. Number 4. When trees are cut down, the soil is affected, which leads to the death of the surrounding what? Surrounding what? Окружающий что? Окружающего чего? What is missed? Noun, that's right. Number 5. The consequences of the loss of topsoil cannot be reversed, but they are what? They are adjective. For example, she is beautiful, he is smart, it is good. All of these are adjectives. So adjective is missed here. Then, looking after trees reduces the consequences of a lack of. Once again, preposition, предлог, of. We know that after prepositions must go only what? Nouns. That's right. Good. Now, please open your notes. What should we do next? We have defined part of speech of every missed word. What should we do next? Tell me, please. What do we do next usually? Good. Look for the key words in the task. What for? In order to get ready to work with the text. All right. In every 6 sentences, please find keywords. I give you for that just 1 minute. 1 minute to find and underline keywords in every sentence. Okay, of the task. 1 minute, underline keywords. Time is up. Okay, let's check. Let's check the keywords that you have found. I'm so sorry. Skip to the slide. Okay. Sentence number 1. The climate of the Sahel. Why? Sahel capital letter. Sentence number 2. Areas of Sahel, no rainfall. Sentence number 3. Desertification, long word, term, overgrazing, pressure from. Number 4. Trees are cut down, death of surrounding. Sentence number 5. The consequences of the loss of topsoil. Number 6. Looking after trees and lack of. Okay, let me give you some key how to define part of speech. Very easy formulas there are. For example, if you see an adjective plus missed something, adjective goes with nouns only. We cannot say красивый бегать, beautiful run, or Красивый в, красивый хорошо. No. Adjectives work only with nouns. So we say beautiful what, lady? Long what, river? Prepositions. Prepositions work only with nouns or gerunds. We cannot say from run, or we cannot say from beautiful, or we cannot say from to. We can say from Austria. Articles. If you see an article, we know that articles serve us in English to define a noun or a noun phrase. For example, the last year or over the last year. The article the describes the word year, but it stands before noun phrase. Noun phrase means фраза с существительным. It's usually adjective plus noun or article plus noun. The last year. If we see a have-has plus missed word, of course it's gonna be perfect tense that is participle to missed. Something like have gone, has written. If we see to be, there are two options of missed words. Number one, that is participle to that stands for passive voice. Was increased, was done, was prepared. Or it can be participle one standing for continuous tense. Was spreading, was jumping, was doing. Okay? Now let's work with the task and with the text. Okay. So we have already underlined the keywords in the task. Now let's find the same keywords in the text. Okay? Some of them we have already found, so I give you about 30 seconds. Okay? 30 seconds to find the same keywords in the text. Once again, the text is on page 7. Find the same keywords in the text. Quickly. Okay, I hope you are done. Now, as you found the same keywords in the text, let's work with the sentences one by one. Sentence number 1. The climate of the Sahel is described as. Okay, where do we have the word Sahel? Of course, the first paragraph. The first paragraph generally describes Sahel. Where do we have the synonym for the word climate? Zone. If we say Sahel zone, it's not a direct synonym, but the meaning is generally the same. So, and it is state 4. The word Sahel comes from Arabic and means marginal or transitional. This is a good description, described as semi-arid lands. Climate, zone, land means generally the same. This land is described as semi-arid. So the answer is semi-arid. Okay? Sentence number 2. In some areas of Sahel, there has been no rainfall. Once again, Sahel and no rainfall. If you're good at with vocabulary, so you start scanning the text, and in paragraph, just a moment, paragraph B, okay, what do we find there? So we find there, so we are looking for their noun describing number. Okay. Droughts, line number 9. Droughts have become more over over answer 20 years. Like we say no rainfall, drought. Drought means засуха. No rainfall, нет дождя. Synonyms. More than 20 years. Number 3. Desertification, overgrazing, pressure from. Okay? And we find the word precious. Line number 15. Driven by the pressures of what? Noun phrase. Increasing population. Okay. Good. Let's go further. Sentence number 4. When trees are cut down, death of the surrounding. When trees are cut down. Okay. Trees are cut down we may find in line number 21, but there is no anything about death of surrounding. But line number 24, when trees are cut down, the soil begins to dry and loosen. Wind and rain erosion increase. Other plant species die. Death of what? Death of what? Plant species. That's right. Surrounding plant species we put here. Number 5. The consequences of the loss of topsoil cannot be reversed, but they are. Consequences. We have already found that. Paragraph E, line number 28. The effects, synonym to the word the consequences, by the way. The effects of loss of topsoil and increased droughts are irreversible, cannot be reversed, the same sentence, but they are, however, they are what? Preventable. Adjective that stands here, preventable. The last one. And the last one. Looking after trees reduces the consequences of lack of. Looking after trees. Careful conservation, we know already. Line number 29. The effects of shortage, lack, shortage, scarcity, deficit. 4 words. Lack, shortage, deficit, scarcity. 4 words with the same meaning. Нехватка. Lack of what? Shortage of what? Of rainfall. Okay? This is the way we do sentence completion task when we have to fill in the missing words. So rule number 0, we read the task. Rule number 1, we defined part of the speech of the missing word. What do we do next? After that, we find and underline the keywords as we did over here. Look, we underlined the keywords. We define it. Part of speech of every missing word, adjectives, noun, number 9. Noun. What for? That helps us to predict. When we work with the text, that helps us to find. We already know what part of the speech we find. By the way, you take word from the text and put it exactly in the same form and in the same way into the answer to the task. You do not change the word. If you found, for example, plant species, you put plant species. You don't put like singular form species. Or for example, if we talk the word plants, we found the word plants, you don't put plant. You put the word plants as you found in the task. Okay? If you have found lack of rainfall, you put the rainfall. Exactly in the same structure. Okay? You do not change the word. So you find then that keyword in the text, read the information around that keyword, and basing on your prediction, for example, now described as some adjective, I'm looking for the description using the adjective and find the text semi-arid. Yeah, that's right. And actually it works like that. Every word that we are looking for, we already have predicted. We already got some idea what word we are looking for. So please, once again, check your answers. Semi-arid, 20 years, increasing population, plant species, preventable, and rainfall. Okay, so guys, I would like to insist on the following. Please, if while we are working with some tasks, you find some new words, create some copybook with your personal vocabulary that's going to be your dictionary. Write down those words and learn them by heart. Those synonyms that you find. As you could already understand, sometimes it happens that keywords in the text cannot be found exactly in the same way, 100%. Sometimes it happens that we find them like some changed structures, like some collocations. Collocations is a combination of words that has the same meaning as some other word. Okay, for example, no rainfall, droughts. Or for example, looking after trees, careful conservation of trees. Of course, there are some direct synonyms like scarcity, shortage, to halt, to stop. Okay? So, it is the end of today's practice time. It is the end of today's theoretical and practical part. Now it's time for explaining you your home task. Okay, please, as for the home task, do the following exercise to practice your scanning techniques. Page 8, please, on the page 8, do the exercises 5, 6, 7, and 8. You are going to practice scanning technique. As well, you are going to increase your vocabulary using this exercise, okay? Then, exercise number 2. Write answers and send me via email. Page 9, exercise 14. I would like to define either these 4 sentences are not given or, I'm so sorry, they're all not given. I'm waiting for your explanation. Why are they not given? How have you understood? Okay? Just send me on email exactly for every sentence. Exercise number 3. You are going to practice both these strategies, true, false, not given, and sentence completion at home. On page 12, you see the exercises, the tasks. The text is on page 10 and on page 11. Please do these tasks. And the last one, vocabulary, page 13, exercises 1, 2, 3. Do all these exercises to enlarge your vocabulary. There are all academic words and all academic terms that are sometimes used as synonyms, okay, that you have to know. So once again, I'm waiting for your homework before our lesson. So the day after tomorrow, before the lesson is our deadline. Okay? It's first of all. Second of all, I'm insisting you on doing this home task on your own. Try not to cheat, not to use Google Translation, not to use any dictionary. Do it on your own. How to check yourself? Please check yourself using answers in the end of the book. And for example, for exercise, for task number 3, that stands practice to just learn page 12. I'm waiting in your email how many mistakes you got and which sentences were mistaken. If you send that me in advance, starting at the beginning of the next lesson, we're going to start from checking your mistakes. I'm going to give you feedback why you made the mistake in that particular sentence. If you don't send me that before the lesson, guys, I cannot know what were your mistakes, and I will skip the part of checking your homework. Guys, if I do not get your homework the time before the lesson starts, before the next lesson starts, I'll put minus. As we discussed, if you want us to guarantee your score, you have to do your homework on time. If you don't do that, I put minus. It's considered that homework is not done. If you want to guarantee that the homework is done, please send it to me before the next lesson. Okay, guys, in terms of any questions, you have my personal email. Please email your questions to me. I'm going to answer them as soon as possible, okay? In terms of any questions and any difficulties with the course, with the books, please contact our manager. They're going to help you. This is the end of lesson 1 of IELTS A+ course. Hope to see you soon. Waiting for your questions, waiting for your feedback. Bye-bye.